Okay, Mr. Robs here, and we have a scenario here. We have h of x is negative x squared, p of x is 3x minus 2, and we got to find p of h of x. Well, h of x is x squared, so this is the same thing as saying p of negative x squared. And then what I do, I know negative x squared is the x that goes in here, and so then I get 3 times negative x squared goes in for the x, minus 2. So minus 3x squared minus 2 is p of h of x. Similarly, if I go to b part, what this is saying is the same thing as h of p of x. So h p of x, my function is just 3x minus 2. And so what I'm going to do next is I know that this is my x value, and it has to go in for the x value of h. And so when I substitute that in, it's negative, and careful with your parentheses, or the negative sign, x minus 2 quantities squared. And that is h of p of x. It doesn't say to expand, so I'm just going to leave it as such. Here's another example. We'll take a look at number 4 here. I know f of x is 2x squared minus x plus 2, and here's g of x. So it says show that this is true. When we have a show that question, we pretend that we don't know this. We have to come up with it. And so when I do that, I know what I have to do. I have f of g of x. So the g is 6x minus 1. And this 6x minus 1 has to go in for x here and x here into my f. And so it's 6x minus 1 squared minus 6x minus 1 plus 2. And I have to show that it's this. So I'm going to expand this all out algebraically. And so when I expand it out, I get 36x squared. And one of the shortcuts that I do, when I have a square, I square the first. I double the product. The product means I multiply those. Double means I times it by 2. So I double the product, and then I square the last. So when I double the product, it's negative 6x. Double it is negative 12x. Square the last is plus 1. Careful of my negatives. I'm going to take off the sign, so it's plus 1 plus 2. Distributing the 2, I get 72x squared minus 24x plus 2 minus 6x plus 3, which is 72x squared minus 24x, minus, my x's come together, minus 30x plus 5, which is indeed what I was looking for. Hence, find f of g of negative 1. That means you have to use this previous result. So this is f of g of x. So f of g of negative 1 is simply 72 times negative 1 squared minus 30 times negative 1 plus 5, which is 72 plus 30 plus 5, which is going to be 120.